Hello. Hi, guys. Trust you guys are doing fine. This is David here, CEO at Suavally Markets.
Hi, this is Joshua. I head operations here at Suavally. So, welcome to Trading School.
Yeah.
Today, we are going to be talking about the components of effective trading routine, like having a good trading routine, the importance of it, and how you can use this information we're about to share with you today to improve your own trading performance. So trading, a lot of people always consider technical analysis, fundamental analysis, or whatever type of analysis, whatever. Sometimes there's a little bit of psychological approach to this. So if you don't get the motivation right, the technique of how you can literally get up every morning and say, okay, yes, this is what I'm doing today to place this trade or whatever strategy you follow, you need to have a system and a way for you to actually do the work. It's not to know what you need to do. So the actual doing is what we want to talk about today. So, sir, what do you think is the best way a trader can maximize or optimize their trading performance with good trading routines?
Okay. All right. Having traded the markets for many years and also having sort of followed a number of successful traders and also being sort of having firsthand experiences with other successful traders, I like to think that one of the underappreciated things that is required for trading success is knowing first how you build an effective trading routine, understanding what components have to be in those trading routines in order to be able to guarantee success, and just knowing how you can get it done yourself. So today I will be sharing some of those components. And remember, this is not exhaustive, but this is
Yeah.
something that if you are able, if you find that these things are missing you in your own sort of um, trading routine, you have to really evaluate and be sure that you're actually on the right track. So we'll be talking about a couple of those components. And but before we go into that, what really is a trading routine? The term gets thrown around quite often. What really is a trading routine? I suppose it's a good place to begin, right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah. So anything that you do as anything that you do consistently in and around your trading activity that either helps you get started to approach the market or helps you in formulating a consistent system in approaching the market um, is what can be referred to as a trading routine. Just as the normal word routine goes, it's something that you do consistently, something that you
You
can
can repeat.
refer to, So we will be looking at like what are those components? What are those things that you have to build into your trading routine? First of all, I think it's important to state that every single trader should build a trading routine uh, that complies to his reality. So
Yeah.
irrespective of whether or not you could follow different traders, you could maybe even adopt certain things. But when it comes to those things that you have to do that sort of help you, that make up your routine, each person has to develop the one that suits him the most. All right. So I think it's a good time for us to begin to talk about what those components could be.
Yeah, maybe I would like to ask if you have like a guide or routine guide you can share or something that people can use to vet whatever they are doing now. Something that they can have like a template or something they can say,
Yeah.
okay, I want to check as my routine being like is, does it conform to
So best practice.
whatever yeah, best
Okay,
practice.
absolutely. Well, first thing you need to recognize is that a lot of what happens in the market, a lot of what we do in the market, has to do with our state of mind. We've spoken extensively about this. There's so much trading information relating to the state of mind and trading, your frame of mind and your actual trading activities. And I
Yeah.
think that ensuring that you get into the market with the right frame of mind is probably the first thing that you would need to begin to look at. Now, you need to you need to build into your trading routine something that helps you still your mind and get into the market absent of all the negative emotions that as a human being interacting with life on a daily basis, all the sort of harmful emotions, all of those things that come from outside of trading, but of course will influence trading if you were to bring them in. So for a lot of different traders, they build routines that um, help them relax and prepare. That's probably like one of the first things that I'll give you an example. There's certain individuals that I know that before they get into the market in the morning, they probably will do something like a bit of mind calming assertions. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like
Like meditation or something.
some form of medication, exactly. I have a friend who's a very successful. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring him on Twitter Zanga one of these days. One of the
Yeah.
things he does is a Muslim. So what he does is usually in the early hours of the morning, those sort of 5 o'clock times that Muslims pray. He's got his sort of prayer time, and after the prayer time, he kind of goes into the balcony and does nothing for almost like 15 to 20 minutes as he begins to sort of look into um, have those, irrespective of what's happening the previous day or the previous week in the market, irrespective of what the current trades that are running, say, and because ultimately we need to get into a frame of mind that is calm and is able to take best decisions. Because it's one
Yeah.
thing for you to know what to do, it's another thing in trading for you to actually do it. And it's only a still mind that is properly prepared that can take best decisions in the market. So for me, I find it very helpful to exercise in the morning. So it's like a constant routine that I do. So I'm either going for road walks in the morning, very early in the
We
morning.
have to learn that.
You know about that, right? So I'm either
Yes,
going
I
for
have to learn about that.
yeah. I mean, so I find it very useful to help me calm my mind. So I'm going for road walks. I have a private gym in the house that also helps with
Yeah.
that. The as I sort of exert that sort of physical energy, it does something to my mind. It helps my mind calm, and this each individual really just needs to find that thing that helps you to relax and prepare. And that's probably like one of the first things. You have to have a component in your trading routine that has the ability to help you achieve this. So it's not always best for you to just basically just get up and go straight to the chart, or maybe you're flying off of your bed and wondering what the last your running trade the last time is doing, how the
Yeah.
performance in, and then you're going right there to the market to try to get into yet again another trade. It doesn't make for best. You should be able to reflect, and that reflecting sort of that reflecting component of your trading should help you ask such questions as what is the big view for me? Should help you put in perspective your wins on your losses vis-a-vis the long-term plan. What do I mean? Like it's important that as you're relaxing, you're looking at your current trades and you're saying to yourself, hey, this does not represent the ultimate reality for me, because it's anti-human for you to actually think that way. So you have to get into a place that allows you to think that way. So it's not normal for you to be looking at the charts and seeing that you're losing money or making money or whatever the case may be, whatever the outcome of your current trade, and not feel particularly drawn to that particular. So it's always very useful for you to have something that enables you to step back to understand that would allow you to follow a trading plan. You understand? So that's pretty important. Now, and I'm sure a lot of traders, any trader who's successful, a lot of successful traders relate to this because trading is not like any other discipline. It's not like any other discipline. If anything, it requires you to really have to be in that spot where you see things from a sort of big time long term view. All right. So
And
another
that's
component.
what a lot of people feel. They don't have that big picture of the time.
Absolutely,
They are
absolutely,
too narrow, they are too zoomed in. So
absolutely. And the funny thing is that it's very difficult to just have that. So you have to build a routine that enables you, just the same way you have your bath in the morning on a day-to-day basis. You don't have your bath last week and say that's sufficient for you for the rest of the period.
yeah,
So what you do is you have to constantly find perspective, and you have to have things that enable you to do that as frequently as possible. So you have to constantly find perspective, constantly find perspective. So you have to find first component, find something that relaxes and prepares you. It has to be a routine. It has to be something that you can do repeatedly, which brings me to the next point of the next key component. And remember, all of these components are, first of all, talking about your psychological state of mind before we even begin to talk about other things, other checklists that you might want to check out for. But I'm talking about what matters most, first of all, which is your psychology, your state of mind in terms of how you're prepared and how you're prepared for like the next trading window, whether it's a day or a week or whatever period that you're, getting
yeah,
ready for. The next is it has to be repeatable. It's not a routine if you can only do it once in, you know, once in a long time, or if you have to struggle to do it. So it's important for you to take a routine, to build into your routine something that is repeatable. Because
yeah,
the key component of what makes it an effective routine is the fact that you can actually make it a routine. You can make it something that you can do repeatedly, repeatedly. So many people don't have any form of a routine for their trading. That's a very big red flag. If you basically just get up and anytime, sometimes you get up, you're looking at the charts at 10 o'clock. The next time you're looking at the charts is
because
at
and
9 p.m. I mean, it's just
yeah. And
it.
funny enough, most big businesses they actually sell routine. Say most franchise like maybe McDonald's now or whatever
Yeah,
franchise,
absolutely,
they just say routine like how you
absolutely,
make the burger, how you what's the ingredients, you don't
exactly,
it's
exactly.
just
Same thing.
same
Bottom
thing.
line, same thing. Bottom line. I agree absolutely. It's our routine, and
Yeah,
this is not peculiar to trading alone. I think it's something that is true for literally almost every area of life. If you can build a build a system of activities and sort of follow that repeatedly over time, performances on an average are usually better than if you did otherwise. There's something about
yeah,
the consistency that improves overall performance. So it's critical for you to find something that you can repeat. So repeatability is the next component. Look at your life, look at your sort of realities, all of those realities, and find that thing that you can do repeatedly. If you set the bar to be too high in terms of make it so difficult that it's not something you can repeat, the entire purpose is defeated. So even if it's easy, even if it's not too difficult, just
yeah.
find something, find something.
You can actually do.
Yeah, you can do repeatedly. There are like there are a lot of apps now that allow us to read all sorts of sort of audiobooks. I recommend those for people who might need things that help you relax and calm your mind as you get ahead. There's this particular app that let me just check it that I've been using recently, and it's been super useful. Let me check the name now. name is Headway. Headway. You can get it on Android or on Play Store. I think it's super useful. You got like lots of books in there. They break it down into like very short 30 minutes or something like that period. You can use that as you get started. And it's something that you can do and keep doing. You must make sure it's repeatable. And another R in this case, you must make sure it's realistic. Okay, just because I say, for instance, that I've got like a place where I gym in the house that works for me, doesn't mean that it's going to be realistic for some other people. Um, um, you have to really look at what's realistic for you. But the goal is to make sure that you find that one thing that you will do that will help you achieve that objective of relaxing you. Okay, so
That
these,
was what I wanted to say.
yeah.
The fact
So I mean, for
it
some people,
might be realistic,
it
but
might
it
just
might
be
help you
prayers. It
achieve
might,
your goal. But realistic can help you to achieve your goal. I think
exactly.
that's it.
For some people, it might be prayers. Like it might be prayers, might be praises. Like it just.
I think that's what.
You think that works for you, right? So it just basically depends. But the only thing is, you have to make sure it's something. You see, the thing about like creating effective routines is they provide structure even to your mind, like even to your, they tell the mind and they tell everything around you, now you are ready for this task. After completing it, I mean, if you can do it to a certain level, it begins to function in your subconscious. Now I'm ready for this task, such that
Yeah,
you realize that in times when you don't get it done, you don't feel ready. Your outcomes are not the same. I don't know if you get what I'm
yeah.
saying. So it's
I get it. And exactly these words you were saying just reminded me of a book I read some time back. I forgot the author or something.
yeah.
Try to get it, but the title of the book was The Power of Habits.
Yeah, the power of habits.
That book
I
really
think I have
made
that book
really
on the Headway app. I recommend it for anyone.
well, yeah,
Amazing,
that was the book that I would recommend for everybody to read. That book was awesome.
amazing, amazing. And so when you've done that, when you've been able to achieve that, when you've found that thing that sort of helped you dampen, because quite honestly, you are approaching a task that very few people succeed in. It's important to state that because on a percentage basis, we've heard about these statistics. Less than 10% of people who actually approach trading succeed over the long term. When you understand that that's what you're doing, it begins to become very clear why you have to approach it with a little more strategy than just, oh, I'm just going to open the chart and I'm just going to look at that. So I think that especially on the psychological side, because there's ample information. If this were really a challenge of information or of strategy alone, I don't think that a lot of traders will have so much problem because there's a constant, never-ending search for what strategy is, and there's a lot of information out there in terms of strategy
Like
and
the
crazy
White Sea,
white
so
sea,
much.
but ultimately, it always reduces to those. So, so these are the things on the psychological part. Now, but as you move beyond that, you might want to look at just before the market opens. You might want to, whether or not, and this is true, especially whatever the period you're looking at. If you're a swing trader and you've settled this, you've settled the 2 R's, the repeatability, you've got a realistic, and you've got a sort of a that relaxes you and prepares you. Then you want to check out before the market opens. You want to check the economic calendar for that period. I think is useful. Whether or not you're like a fully technical trader, I think it's always useful for you to just familiarize yourself with a little
Yeah, what's really happening in the real world,
what's really
what's really in the
happening.
market. Yeah,
There are a number of resources that help you to do that. A number of resources that help you to do that. Maybe later on we can send in a few of them. If for people
yeah.
who
I think
comment,
maybe First
like
Factory,
the research
investing.com
factory,
is
FX
cool.
sheets,
Yeah, the
You
stack
can also
is,
check
and
Bloomberg.
they are free. So most of those
Yeah,
platforms,
all those
except
ones are
you
free.
do upgrades, but then most of them are free.
All those ones are free.
Yeah.
For some for like Bloomberg, for instance, I think that you might need to.
No,
But
Bloomberg time, yeah, definitely you have to pay for
for
that.
but it's not so expensive anyways. So
No, not so.
for
For most
people
upcoming traders, I'm not so sure. They were
so
ready to invest
but
on
another
the
thing
Bloomberg.
is, the interesting thing is, for people who find it easier to consume television content, you can also just get Bloomberg. Just familiar,
Okay, maybe
yeah,
DSTV
DSTV on
or
DSTV.
Cable TV, whatever
Or there's
channel.
another, I've forgotten what the name is, but it's, I don't know if it's strong or something.
For,
Another one
for Bloomberg TV, you can actually get the if you can watch them online for about maybe an hour for free.
for free.
But there's a way you can do, yeah, for free on their website, Bloomberg TV, bloomberg.com/live, and you
Mm,
can get them for free.
yeah. So those fundamentals are important. But of course, before you approach that, it's very useful for you to know exactly what those things mean. For instance, what do you mean by interest rate decisions? For instance, what do
Yeah,
you mean by consumer price index? What do you mean by, why is it important for you to pay attention to central bank policies? What does it mean to be dovish or hawkish? All of these things are, when you choose that this is the market that you want to play in, it makes sense for you to find time to educate yourself about all of these things. It's not about whether fundamental is better than technical or whatever. It's just about understanding.
yeah.
Yeah. Because that question always comes up. Okay,
A lot of people have been arguing about that for a while. I
you
don't
know,
know.
which is better? Which is better? It's about helping you to get a sense, a feeler of the market sentiment. It's a feeler of it. Now you can always continue to use technical tools for getting into trades, but you lose nothing by getting a sense and educating yourself, especially when you find that you have assets that you have in within your view. You might want to find out what key things sort of drive those things.
Yeah,
So, I mean, price action is always great. You look at the previous uh, key time frame, and I don't mean time frame now in terms of the time frames that you see on your. I mean like the window. So if you're looking at like if you're getting set ahead of a new week, you look at the previous week or previous weeks. You look at key price action in terms of where prices have gotten to. Remember, we've moved away now from getting things ready mentally. We're now basically getting into what things that you might want to look at actually when you're in front of the chart. I find that the key floor, the key support and resistance always are great, a good place to look at. For traders who understand the use of pivots, um,
yeah.
you might want to look at the key pivots, the key pivots, daily, weekly, some of those things. And then it's always also helpful for you to look at key moving averages. These are just sort of common things that a lot of people might want to look at, and the distance of price to some of those moving averages. Key moving averages continue to be like 50, 100, 200. These a lot of traders look out for. And, that's before the actual sort of market, before like the open, maybe over the week or whatever time window that you adopt to do this on a sort of daily basis. Now, when you're actually actively trading, it's key for you to set for you to have a note of key levels. Key levels. So you might not always be on the charts, but if you have sort of triggers, there are ways in which you can set triggers for key levels that would basically notify you and say, hey, price has got to this level. Some of those things are pretty, you can build those things into like a trading routine. So you basically, all of this is just like a general guide for like things that are helpful to do as we go. But remember, the key thing about all of these things is to ensure that these things are done repeatedly. you have to make sure that these are things that you've done repeatedly. And ultimately, for your trading, you should have a trading plan. So ideally, all of the checks that you do whilst this sort of key points are being given, your trading plan should fully define all the things that you need to look out for. Everything that you need to look out for should be defined. You should also look at what percentage of risk you're willing to take. All of those things, maximum exposure, all of those things should be fully defined in your trading plan. Maybe in another session, we might look for how we can sort of delve into what exactly should be contained in a trading plan. But I do hope that some of the things that we've shared have been useful. You will find it useful in sort of developing your trading routine and being getting ready to do those things that you need to do in order to be build an effective and a successful routine.
Yeah. And hopefully they can also get the extra resources like the app you just mentioned, and maybe that Alphabet book. And just try to get some extra information, because this is just a 30 minutes
absolutely
discussion. But of course, you can also check out some of our products, go to our YouTube channel, check the past traders hangouts. Most of the guests have been awesome. They've shared a lot of cool nuggets that you can pick from.
Absolutely.
Right. So
absolutely. And we also got lots of articles on the blog, lots of articles that you can check that are very, very useful, that you can basically just check and will provide you some level of value.
Exactly.
Again, we have on our Telegram channel, we do have the opportunity on the sort of discuss group, we have the opportunity for you to ask questions. If you feel like you might have a certain area that you think that you might find it useful to know about, or some of the resources that we've mentioned, if you need extra pointers to where you can get them, you can comment on our Telegram channel, the discuss group on the Telegram channel.
Yeah.
All right. Not forgetting the fact that we've still got courses here at Suavally. We've got the professional mentorship initiative. we didn't mention that, and also the requisite trading course that we have on the website that you can
check the link on the description of this video. You can get all the information you want there.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Okay, guys. Joshua, I don't know if there's anything that we should be adding to this, or if there's any area that we should
really. I think we've summed it all. Let them kind of digest what we've already discussed already. So sometimes too much information can just spoil everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
Just keep it low.
Okay. All right. So I look forward to the next edition of Trading School. Hopefully we can do this more frequently and we can begin to touch on different areas. So you guys have a good one, whatever time it is that you're watching this, and enjoy the rest of your day, evening. All right.
Okay.
Okay then. Bye from my side. And
bye.
from Joshua as well. See you guys.